night and the Gemini crew.
Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night.
Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world.
'Cause you're here with us tonight.
You're here with us tonight, folks.
Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just
Talk about the world. Give this page another curl.
'Cause you're here with us tonight.
I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night wherever you may be watching this transmission. You are tuned in to Mike in the Night. It is the 30th of April. For a few minutes, 2020. We are rolling into May 1st. Wow. We're going to be midway through the year within a couple of weeks, and it's just wow. More than a couple of weeks, about 6, 7, but still, wow. And I'm kind of in a rush for this year to end, because this is, I think, in my opinion, one of the worst years to date. So whether you're watching us in your box in the sky, or you're watching us in that little room where you sleep in at night, or listening to this on Restream, or your cabin in the woods, or your bug out location, you're tuned in to Mike in the Night. I want to thank everyone for joining me. I want to thank for all the subscribers. I got like 100 and some odd, 150 subscribers today, and on my channel. And I just said, I'm going to come and make a show tonight, because I've never gotten that many subscribers in one day, ever in my life. So, I just wanted to thank you guys for that, and that's weird. Nothing's changed on the channel. Nothing crazy is happening here. There's no increase in views or anything. There's no increase in shares. I was just shocked. So we got the comments rolling tonight. We got Ben North. We got Low Roller Scratcher as usual. Mama Bear, how you doing, hon? And Toby Cooper, nice, a secret Mike in the Night. Oh yeah, you're tuned in to Mike, which hand this hand, Mike in the Night. And I want to thank everybody. I'm going to be shutting down the Patreon in about an hour, tomorrow. I got everything I needed, guys, for the show. I got my green screen computer and computer screen, computer fixed 3 times, but everything's rolling fine. And going to disconnect the Patreon. It's not needed anymore. People could spend their money on more important things than donating to Mike Martins. We got DFA Cookie Monster saying, Big Mike. Marty Superfly says, you deserve it, Mike. Long time coming. Thank you so much. Living the Dream. Marty's comments quite a bit on the channel, too. Living the Dream. I was going to go to bed, Mike. Go to bed, man. It's okay. Watch this tomorrow. It's Friday in most places, but if you're on the Pacific with me, on Pacific time with me, we are still Thursday, and we're rolling into Friday here with Mike in the Night. So sit back, relax, stretch back that lazy boy, crack open a window, because you're tuned in for a good show tonight. We got Toby Cooper saying, you're doing good lately. They are starting to get what you're saying. That's good. It's really good. We got BC Freedom Fighter in the house. Shocked, I tell ya. Oh, I want to thank the guys from the Michigan Fire Fire Department for sending me a hoodie. I'm gonna show it on the show next on Mike in the Night. The Chicago Fire Department for sending me a hoodie. I appreciate that. I'm gonna show it on the next show, and I get stuff delivered at times from time to time, you know, and I appreciate that very much. So it's Mike in the Night. So guys, let's jump on to some quick channel news here. Let's get to some real quick channel news. Here's the channel, guys. Nothing's changed, but for some reason my subscription counts got really up fast in a heartbeat. Past Mike in the Nights are right here. Mike in the Night. A lot of people missed this one. This is with the Layla in Syria calling us, and the Raven, and a lot of good callers, and a 3-hour show. Mike in the Night there. You kind of want to tune into that one. That was last Saturday, 4 days ago. The Riddle. A lot of past shows, so if you want to just play them for the sake of playing them, go ahead. Trends in the housing market yesterday was a smash hit. We got a lot of good callers on there. We covered a lot of stuff. Pension disaster ahead. Seattle massive housing crisis, and Toronto prices to increase by 7.8% by 2020 if you follow me for housing. So Peter North saying, great backdrop. Thanks, buddy. And yeah, if you guys want to binge watch something, watch Project Tabletop. It's a really good show. I worked really hard to put this little series together, 9 episodes long. So instead of watching a series on Netflix, come on the Mike Martin's channel. Here, I'll leave you guys leave a link for the series here. Go ahead and check it out. It's a really good series. Save it to your favorites and watch it later. It's worth the time to watch that one. It's only 10-minute videos, but it's a good one. All right, guys. Don't forget to set your reminders for this Saturday, Mike in the Night. Oh, Teespring. I've been getting a ton of mugs in. There's the Planner Chaos right by my head. There she is right there. The mugs are really hot. Mike in the Night t-shirts been rolling in. Thank you for everyone that's been shopping on Teespring. Okay, we're gonna throw out my Facebook there. If you guys want to send any show tips, just send me show tips, guys. Don't panic. Nobody panic. And if you want to find me on Instagram and send me messages, I don't post on there too much, but I do get a lot. I do get a lot of show tips here. So if you want to send me show tips, go ahead. All right, guys, what's going on, guys? What are you guys doing for this lockdown? That's what I kind of want to throw out there. I kind of want to ask people, like, the lockdown, what's going on? What are you guys doing? I mean, it's been... I think I just heard someone yell outside.
This doesn't make no sense, my friend, because the main thing...
Hold on.
that drives...
Oh, I got the background thing talking there. I'm sorry, guys. I got the background video here talking. The channel trailers talking in the background. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's been hectic lately. It's been hectic for a lot of people. You know, I've been planting trees. If you go here, I got a bunch of trees today. Fruit trees, of course. And where is it? Right here. I took the time to do this today. Planted an apple tree. I'm going to pick up cherry trees. They're going to get cherry trees next week. And I'm going to pick up a cherry tree and put it in the backyard. It's enough fruit to go around if there is something. I mean, it's not a lot. It's not enough to live off, but I do have a garden. So that's that right there. Woo! Mike in the Night. I'll be surprised if I get over 50 people watching tonight. It's just, one, no one knows I'm here. No one knows we're here tonight, guys. No one knows we're here tonight, but we are. Lockdown is a disaster, says Douglas Purcell. Spark Drive in the house. How you doing, buddy? BC Freedom Fighter saying, watching my business go to poop. This has to end. Now, I ain't a doctor, or I ain't someone that that practice medicine, or heck, I can't even read. But what I do know, and what I could tell you, is that I think a lot of us already got this thing, and I think a lot of us already have, because I made a video 2 weeks ago, a week and a half, where I said in December 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th, I was completely bedridden. I couldn't get out of bed. I could not get out of bed. I was so sick, I thought I was going to go. And then my son got it, then my daughter got it, then my wife got it. Everybody got it, but it was bad. And then 3 days later, I got sick again. And it was strong. It was worse than the first time. Had troubles breathing. I remember I had to look up videos on YouTube on how to crutch my body or set my body up so I could breathe better. Because there was a point where I thought I was going to need assisted breathing. And to be honest with you, I think this virus was out a lot earlier than what they try to hold it down. Or did I have headaches all the time? Like headaches like someone punched me in the back of the head big time. So Mega Super Mario, I was in bed for 2 months, then it was gone. No change of schedule, Layla. I'm just hanging out tonight. I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to brag. I never brag about things like, when it comes to channel stuff, but I usually complain about channel stuff all the time. But today is something special. I don't know why, but I got 150 new subscribers today. And commenting on videos and watching videos, and I was kind of thrown when I saw that. I was like, wow, really? Yeah, surprise show. Mitch Madden in the house. Yeah, we got a good. Wildflower saying, I did too. Got really sick. I think this was out a long time. I think this was out a long time. To be honest with you guys. This virus was out a long time before. Like, can you trust the Chinese when the thing was released? Or if we're not released, but when the CCP released this thing, or made a mistake somewhere and somehow and some... No one trusts these people. But I'll be honest with you guys. I think it's been out a lot longer than we know, right? So that's just me, right? And I think a lot of people... I think a majority of the population already has this and has already passed it. A lot. Kia saying no callers tonight. Well, let's wake somebody up. It's like 3 a.m. somewhere. Let's call somebody. Adrian Sharp says perhaps people catching on, Mike. Probably. Toby's asking me if I have thyroid problems. No. I don't even know. No. Don't start putting things in my head and then it all comes, it retracts somewhere else and says, oh, well, by the way, it could be a thyroid problem. Like, no, someone said that the other day. I don't want to hear it again. Low Roller Scratcher saying, walking journey dream for you YouTube channel. Wildflowers is right on this one. I think there are several different strains. Yeah. No, you're right. I think there's 20, 30. You know how much different viruses we have in our, like hundreds of viruses we have, but our body always, different pathogens and all this crap that we pick up from day to day. It's part of being alive. It's part of, we're animals. We're sophisticated, semi-sophisticated animals is what we are. B-Space is saying, B-Space 100, the housing crisis is getting so bad in Canada. Can we talk about it tonight? Yeah, we could touch on it tonight because you know why, guys? I did a really big show last night on trends in the housing market, and we covered a lot of housing talk. Let's go back to article reading here. Last night's show right here, trends in the housing market. That was a big show last night. We had a lot of good callers in. I think we had 7 or 8 callers in. And people giving us a look on an outlook on what was happening in what's happening in their areas. Yeah, the housing crisis, unfortunately, guys, the only way out of this is by moving, relocating. I'm sorry. Canada is going to compete to after this thing's over. And you guys heard it first from me. Cities like Washington State, like Oregon, Seattle, those places are going to be completely bought out, worse than Vancouver, after this sickness disappears. I'm not joking, guys. I'm not kidding. Watch. It'll make news in 6 months, 8 months, and you'll be like, holy crap, I know this guy who looks like Mr. Clean and makes videos, and he's been talking about this for years. Yeah, a lot of people going jobless right now. So, guys, let's touch on right now, if that's okay. Here, let's see what Zero Hedge is saying right now. Let's see what our friends over there. Yuan crashes after Trump weighs blocking retirement fund access to Chinese stocks as war of the words escalates. So this is going, the gloves are well and truly off now. It's everywhere, Mike. Even a White Horse is bought out with no rentals. Even in White Horse. Yeah. What happened in White Horse is, pay attention, guys. It's people like small family, people like me. I'm moving to White Horse. Screw that. Right? Or moving to way up north in Canada. Because I'm not going to pay all this money to live here, right? And then the people in White Horse start to suffer because then now the properties start going up in price. And then vacancies start disappearing, right? And then BC Space says, I live in Nova Scotia. It's horrible here. Yeah. Because a lot of people left Toronto or those cities. Same thing with Salt Lake City, Utah. Salt Lake City, Utah is almost impossible about 8 months ago to find anything for rent. Why? Because all the people from Washington State that got bought out by all the foreign investors moved east to Nevada and Salt Lake City, Utah, and New Mexico and Phoenix. Sorry, in the state of Arizona. So it looks like we're going to see a lot of fights here between China and the United States. It's been a long time coming too, guys. Come on, let's call a spade here. China's been getting away. J. Crew just went bankrupt, says Zero Hero. Lower Roller Scratcher saying, keep an eye on Bitcoin since it's going up. Adrian Sharp says, bro, what do you say? There's no China without America, vice versa. I suppose two sides of the coin. Yeah, but here's the deal. We don't have to buy cheap junk. We could have kept our jobs in-house if we just adjusted our wages to inflation. If America adjusted its wages to inflation, the rest of the world would be behind. Countries like Mexico would fall behind so much because they couldn't keep up with the increment increases that everyone's been getting. And then it would be like us going to China and buying these huge lands and big farms because it's dirt cheap, but it's the other way around, right? If we adjusted our wages to inflation, we wouldn't be in this problem right now. So we got Jasmine checking in from Vancouver. Mitch Madden saying commercial, industrial, retail, single, multifamily, hotels, B&B, buildings, rents, and mortgage, jobs, income are all headed into stress. Oh, big time. B-Space 100 says, yeah. Heard the place has homeless people everywhere downtown. There, like hundreds, and that's in Nova Scotia and places like that, in Whitehorse and all kinds, all over. Vancouver. Oh, Vancouver, Brian, just give me the wink wink for the Donald Trump soundboard.
I love China.
There we go.
I love China.
The Mexican government.
So we got Donald Trump on the sidelines with us tonight. All right. President Trump confirms high degree of confidence that COVID-19 originated in Wuhan lab. Live updates. He's getting intelligence, right? I think we're at a point right now, I don't even care anymore about its whole origin. We're not building a model anymore off of what China's numbers have been giving us. China could go to hell. I don't care. The CCP could go to hell. I don't care. I don't care anymore about that because, you know, scientists need models so they can kind of figure out what's going on, where it's going, where it's headed. If China was honest and transparent from day one, we'd be a lot more prepared today. We wouldn't be probably in half the mess we're in right now.
I love China.
Yeah, so Adrian Sharp is saying, imagine all those butchers that work for Tyson that had their own butcheries in their own town. That you have their own farmers. Yeah. Mikey, insert himself into the computer. That's right, I'm inside the computer. Let's keep going. Protests from France, ruled by experts, is a grave error. It is not too late. It's never too late to recognize an honest error and correct a wrong course of action. Let us hope that the President Macaroni and President Trump and all other people of goodwill rapidly come to their senses. So what's happening? France is having more... what's going on? More protests here? What's going on? French flag? Come on, you're going to make me read this? Wartime measures such as confident shutdown of commercial activity are justified by the objective of saving lives that are at risk because of the burgeoning COVID pandemic. Okay. So let's move on. China Belt Road partners beg Beijing for bilateral bailouts. Oh no. Why are they asking China for bailouts? They're in this mess now. They're in this. Oh no! Your country will have to give them all your trees or all your sand so they can build more islands. No! China's Belt and Road partners beg Beijing. Okay, who is it now? Who are we looking at here? So they're building up to Moscow there. That's the Land Route 1 belt. And then there's the sea route right here. Let me open that for you guys. There you guys can see a little bit better there. So it comes in around here. So it goes up this way. And it ends in Madrid. And I always see that as the dumbest thing. They never go to Portugal, ever. But if they did, you have all the ports here at the end of Portugal here. Let me just adjust this map. At the end of Portugal, right here, you have all the ports. But they go to Madrid, so they could take everything by truckload. But I don't think China's gonna survive much longer the way things are headed right now. So there's their Belt Initiative there. There it is right there, guys. And oh man, so let's find out who's on the hook right now with China here. China's Belt Road loans have gone mainly to high-risk countries. Oh man. And there's the highest risk. So let's look at the highest risk countries. Laos. I've been there. Ivory Coast, Kenya, UAE, Angola, I've been there too. Portuguese Africa. And they've been deforesting and taking everything from there and sending it back to China. Then we have Sri Lanka, the Ukraine, Belarus, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Kazakhstan, Egypt, South Africa, Ecuador, Venezuela, Nigeria, Iran, Pakistan, Indonesia, and Russia. Look how much Pakistan's in for. Holy crap. Pakistan's in for a lot. So is Indonesia. These countries are in for a lot with China. Iran is quite a bit because Iran has no choice but to side with China, right? Wow. Especially Venezuela. So this is in billions. The BRI partners in several African nations which have received approximately 143 billion in BRI loans between 2000 and 2017 are understood to have applied for debt relief. No, you get more. You don't get ahead by borrowing more. It just, you got to pay VIG. Okay? You got to pay VIG on that money. Yeah, Lord Humongous, Economics 101. Imagine how vigorous a loan of 461 billion is. You're probably going to have to pay back, honestly, when it's all said and done at 461 billion and what the VIG is, even with low VIG right now, you're going to probably pay back 730 billion when it's all said and done for 461. So Mitch Bannon saying German businesses, unions, governments got together years ago and stopped a significant amount of offshoring. Germany is a creditor nation. Exactly, Lord Humongous. Can't pay a debt with a debt. Oh, debt-based fiat instrument of debt. That's right. You're paying Peter to pay back Peter. So you're robbing Peter, but you're paying back Peter. You're not robbing Peter to pay back Paul. You're robbing Peter to pay back Peter. M. Howden is asking, any chance? That's a very good question. We will see the gold standard come back, or is it a done thing? The problem is, it's tough. To have a gold standard is you basically can be at war with the gold standard. It's too expensive. Somebody asked me in the comment section the other day. They commented. They sent me a comment saying, "Here, let me find the video I made. It's called Money versus Currency." And let me go to the comment here. It was a really good comment. Okay, here we go. So here's back to the article reading section here. Somebody sent me a comment here. Right here. Bird718 asks, can you explain why war with gold-backed currency is more expensive than regular currency? Because $20 is worth $20 during the Vietnam War. Then I replied and I said, but they couldn't mass print money to pay for the military-industrial complex. If they did, they would have to put a lot of gold reserves to back it, right? Remember, when a gold-backed currency is backed by some sort of intrinsic value by gold, for example, or silver, they're going to have to fill their coffers before they issue more currency, right? Then somebody asked, then Bird says, but if they used backed currency, the country would print extra money for everything, basically spend, and buy tanks, planes, etc., and end up like Venezuela. But that would happen with regular self-certified currency like we have today. Then S commented and says, it's true. When you have to pay $4 billion for an aircraft carrier with gold bullion instead of paper, remember guys, it's gold. Even because it's backed on paper, it doesn't mean you could freely print it, because you can't. You just can't go out and make money for the sake of making money. You're actually putting $4 billion for an aircraft carrier in gold to build that. Okay? Instead of paper, you build a lot less ships, etc. Then you have less continuous wars. That's a really good answer right there. Love and Peace says, because you need actual gold if it's gold backed. Then it says no gold, you just put a bunch of zeros on the computer screen and your people lose their wealth by huge inflation. Inflation is when you cannot afford homes or bread one day. That's when it goes into super hyperinflation. Your currency can't buy you squat because the price of everything just goes up and wages aren't catching up. There's my ugly face. So that's that, guys. I wanted to throw that out there for you guys there because that was some really good comments on there. So, M. Howden, any chances we'll see the gold standard come back, or is that a done thing? Again, they need to stop spending. That's the key. To have a gold back or even a silver back currency, if they were going to have to account for all the currency, American currency that is printed right now, okay, heck, if Canada's got less currency, there's less demand for the Canadian dollar, there's less demand for Canadian currency, okay? So if Canada needed to back its currency by let's say by silver, by using silver to back its currency, let's say, for example, we'll call it the Canadian sterling dollar, right? Like the pound sterling was backed by silver. Now, hear me out. They would have to start putting silver in coffers so that they could back the existing money out there. So what they have to do is they have to set up some sort of macro system to find out how much money right now is in circulation. Then they would have to find out what the cost of silver costs right now. Then they would have to produce or find that much silver, put it into their coffers, and then start eliminating money that's out there so they could spend more money, so they could have a backed, so they know, oh, we have to make a battleship for $800 million. Well, we got to get more silver to back up they'll stop going to war. Canada doesn't really have an army, so Canada could get away with doing it. But right now, I'm not a big fan of the government that we have right now. So they'll just spend. So we got, okay, wow, lots of people, because that will dub the best way to prevent inflation. That's correct. But then spending goes down, right? If that's the case, spending will go down, right? Fiat currencies like crack to these guys. Oh yeah, big time. Print it off for good luck. So we got an article here from Lower Scratcher. What is this, Low? So here it is, guys. Hyperinflation at its best. Venezuela. Oh, oops, article reading. Let's adjust this to the article. Venezuela increases monthly minimum wage to $2 as citizens protest failed promise. That's from today. Countries in Latin America have taken to cryptocurrency market due to the problems they face with their national currencies. Venezuela was a major example in this department, taking its citizens to crypto to avoid the Bolivar crumbling. So the Bolivarized, I think it costs like, a couple of thousand Bolivarized for a Coke. I'm not sure exactly, but it's quite a bit. Venezuela Presidente Nicolas Maduro recently took to the public forum to inform that the government would be raising the minimum wage in the country by 100%. While the figures look good on paper, the ground reality was that the new wage will only amount to a measly $2. $2. The incumbent government revealed its latest decision in line with the country's tradition of rising wages. Sorry, guys, I'm tired. Tradition of rising wages before Labor Day as May 1st, as per the latest overhaul. The daily wage earners will now earn a minimum 400,000 bolivares from the earlier 250,000 bolivares, comparing to the hike to Venezuela's official cryptocurrency, Petro. It was noticed that the figure could jump to 0.039 to 0.0003 BTC. Wow. So here it is. To equate 27 basic products regulated by the government, a Venezuelan needs 3665 or 5.5 million bolivares at official exchange rate of April 25th, 171,072 bitcoins, I think. Bolivares, sorry. 171,000 bolivares. The amount equivalent to 22 minimum wages since January is located at 250,000 bolivares or $1.4 to the BCV rate. So people are not getting paid enough. So minimum wage is set at 40,000, which is roughly $2. So there it is. They're having a tough time in Venezuela right now. They're really trying to pull things together. Man, I hope... I don't know, man. It's so good to have you guys here tonight. Mike in the night. All right, what do we got here? Adrian Sharp, you know what would make me extremely happy? If we could use silver and gold as money. Adrian, silver and gold is money. It is money. It is money because it's worth X amount of fiat. It is money. It's liquid. If someone offered me, comes into my store with a 1 ounce bar, I'll look at it, see what 1 ounce is trading at. I'll give him spot. If he wants product from me or wants to buy something from my store, I'll give him spot. No problem. No questions. No debates. Yep. All right, let's move on. So here's China's Belt Road Initiative. Oh, where are you, Donald Trump?
I love China.
There you are, Donald Trump.
I love China.
Red Pill Crypto Shark is saying halving by half coming up. B Space 100 saying it's just amazes me how nice Canada treats other countries when other countries are destroying us. Well, here's the deal. Like, with me living in Canada, for example, in Canada here, as a Canadian, for example, it's really hard for me to immigrate to another country if things go bad here. You're gonna see a lot of financial migration leaving Canada. Like, a lot of Canadians leaving for financial hardships because they just can't afford to live in Canada anymore, or in the major cities. It's just too expensive. And that's what I'm afraid of. Oh, BTC is going to be going half, says Red Pill Crypto. So China's pulling now. China knew a lot of these struggling countries will be coming and asking for more money. So they're asking for bailouts from China. Wow. China's going to own a good portion. They own a lot of the Commonwealth, like in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, parts of Africa. They own a lot of infrastructure, roads. They own the highway in Jamaica. They built the highway in Jamaica. Bird 718 is saying America's full of Canadians. Yeah, it depends. Axel Rose is still Mike. Mike, you still got the Azores. Yeah, that's where I'm from. I'm from the Azores. Let's go back to the Azores. It's the middle of nowhere. No one cares. Our major exports bananas and tobacco, and it's like all modernized like Europe. It's beautiful, cobblestone streets, churches, it's feasts, carnivals. I love it. Lower Rose Scratcher says your wife could go back to the Philippines. Yeah, we're building. Actually, I wanted to start a series with you guys. Last month, I was supposed to go to the Philippines, and I couldn't. We couldn't go because of this stupid COVID. So now we're working on putting a house together. We're actually working on building a house in the mountains there in the Philippines, in the middle of nowhere, on a tiny island, literally like 80 miles off the coast of the Philippines, northeast off the coast, a tiny island, a fishing island. We're gonna go there and build a home there, and we're gonna build another place in like a more central area, so we could put shops downstairs, and we could put like apartments upstairs. And I asked my wife, I go, how much is it going to cost us to build this house that you want to build on that farmland you own? My wife's like, oh, we'll send back home $500 a month for like 6 months, and they'll get most of it done. What? Oh, it's going to be all concrete too. It's all concrete, rebarb. We're going to make our own bricks so we know they're good. We have a brick machine on the island. We just make our own bricks, form them, let them dry in the sun, and use proper bricks that we know we've made and we know they're good. We're going to use we're going to pour the concrete inside the bricks we make, and we're going to, what else are we going to do? And use the poured concrete, and we'll get strong windows, and we're good. Ventilation, bathroom, everything. So it's like it's weird. Yeah, we're gonna build a house. Send $500 a month for 6 months. It's like, what the hell? She's like, yeah, we'll take photos. Her dad's like a police chief in Manila, so he's gonna be there. He's retired now, so he's gonna be on the island. So he'd be basically, yeah, no, I'll oversee this for my daughter. I'll make sure we build her a nice house, good drainage, good this, good that, set it all up properly, and we're good to go. I'm like, electricity. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna bring in solar panels, because the electrical grid there is on for 12 hours, and then it shuts off for 12 hours. So I'm just gonna put solar panels there. It's sunny like 360 days a year. We might have a nice little apartment, a nice bug out place, in the middle of nowhere. And it's this island I think it's called Palilio Island. I'll get my wife on the one mic in the night to explain to us. Okay. Escobar, thinking beyond planet lockdown. Who's up? Between the unaccountability of the elites and total fragmentation of civil society, COVID as a circuit breaker is showing how systemic design is naked. Yeah. CDC extends social distancing guidelines to apply to pets. Oh my God, they're applying it to pets. Oh my God, they're applying to... What about parrots? Are parrots included in this? Like parrots, not parents. Parrots.
I fully understand.
How fanatics hack our minds and why we let them. We have been a nation of professional victims. The future of America depends not upon bailouts or fast-track vaccine, but upon individuals choosing to recover to their senses. Thank you! I'm opening this. Heck, I'll even look at the advertising for this, because this makes perfect perfect sense. Right there. How fanatics hack our minds and how we let them. There it is. Pulling the wool over our eyes. We got low roller scratches saying we survived. We survived another asteroid, and we have another asteroid in October. Oh, yeah, asteroids are going to be always coming towards Earth no matter what. It's called the universe. There's always stuff coming in. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me this year in 2020 if we got if we made first contact. If some other planetary civilization comes here and makes first contact with us. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened this year. 2021? Nah. 2020? Yeah. There's all this crap's happening right now. Everybody's at home right now, and I think it'd be the perfect time for a first contact from some other civilization. In a recent interview, Bill Gates claimed, oh, this guy, I hate talking about this guy. I really dislike talking about this guy. Normalcy will only return when we're vaccinated, when we vaccinate the entire global population. Okay, guys, just so you know, I ain't a doctor, nor am I a physician, or I can't even read. But I know, and I've learned this in grade 3, that there's no such thing as a vaccine for the cold. There's no vaccine for the common cold. There's no vaccine for the flu. There's nothing. There hasn't been one. It looks like B Space 100 is leaving. Take care, everyone. We got M. Howden says maybe the aliens could take the progressives back to Andromeda. Yeah? B Space says Bill Gates resigned from Microsoft in March. Yep. All right. Acknowledging that the economic hit will be immense, he proclaimed, but we don't have a choice. That is, no choice other than go down the path Bill Gates describes. Subscribes. But if you notice, he doesn't predict anything. He post-dicks everything. Here on this channel, I predict things. Callers come in, predict things. Anyone could post-dick. Post-dicting means, oh, this is happening now. I'm going to go out and tell everyone, look what's happening now, and I've been telling you this is going to happen. You know, you didn't say nothing. You haven't predicted anything. You're trying to delusionalize these thoughts in your head and try and make them a reality, and trying to tell people, like, oh, well, I thought we told you this already. No. Bird 718 is leaving the discussion. Truck's here. Good night, all. Good night. So, throughout this COVID crisis, fanatics have weaponized the false dilemma logical fallacy to obscure rational, honest debate. Well, but no, that's already been shut down even before COVID. Why? You say anything, why is there why is there no bathroom, or is there a men's bathroom here? Are you? No! You're a racist! It's like, so that was before. This has been going on for years. This insidious tactic has the appearance of forming a logical argument. But under closer scrutiny, it becomes evident that there are more possibilities than either or choice that is presented. So you may recognize this tactic in various other forms. You either want educational spending by government to increase, or you're against education. You either want higher taxes on the wealthy, or you want the poor to go without health care. So again, it becomes this 7, 8, 9-sided tug of war that no one ends up winning because no one knows how to compromise and come to terms with things. China refuses WHO request to take part in COVID origin probe. Whoa, where is this? Hold on.
I love China.
Wait, whoa. You're telling me that China's refusing the World Health Organization to take part in an origin probe? China's never this mean or rude or disrespectful. What the heck are they doing? They're usually such nice people.
I fully understand.
But we don't know.
Yeah. Mr. Howden saying, I wonder if these teachers that were protesting for more money are getting the raises they wanted now in Ontario.
And the answer is, well, I don't have to really get into specifics.
Yeah. Time for a gap year. Harvard tells students to prepare for likelihood of online-only fall courses. Oh, no. But what about the $70,000 a year education and college experience? Countries have been cashing in real good on selling people. They're selling people education. They couldn't care less if you find a job after you have a $70,000 a year tuition, or I think this is for 4 years, 3 years at Harvard. That's probably even more. I don't even know, man. America, the victim. Our enemies lining up for revenge in the wake of COVID-19. The craziness of what is going on in the context of the disruption caused by the COVID has apparently increased the normal paranoia level at top levels of the U.S. government. All right. Oh, Deutsche Bank capitulates, starts charging negative rate on all new deposit accounts over 100,000 euros. Look what's hiding below the sheets. Look what's hiding under the meat. If you're eating a hamburger, that is. Look what's hiding on the back page. Oh, yeah. Could you take a look at that? Gee, mister. I knew we were going to find a diamond in the rough tonight. All you had to do was read a few articles. You go down 10, 12 articles, and you got something that's going to go and encompass the globe. Right?
We really do have to get going.
Why? Well, here it is. Deutsche Bank capitulates, starts charging a negative rate on all new deposit accounts over 100,000 euros. The bank is going to start charging you to hold your money. We got Lord Humongous says Douche Bank is bankrupt. We know that. 45 trillion black hole vortex Deutsche Bank. Lord is talking about derivative markets. Fap Win says China are not nice people, Mike. They will punch you in the face while shouting, "Stop punching me."
I don't hold grudges against anybody.
Yeah. All right, here goes, guys. 100 large. So everyone's going to keep 99. Okay. Now I got a question. If I had an account in Germany, I would ask, okay, if I had $99,999 in my account, would I still have to pay negative interest rate on my bank account? Rand Ross, let's do a quick channel plug. Asking where I got the t-shirts made right here, buddy. Go to the top of my channel. You'll see a Teespring logo right here. And I'll put the link in there. I got lots of t-shirts. If you guys want to buy and support the channel, go ahead. I'm taking down the Patreon, and I took down the tip jar. Don't need it anymore. And someone's commenting. Okay. There's my Facebook. If you guys want to message me on here, you're more than welcome. And you guys could message me here on Instagram if you want to send me show tips. I'm not that hard of a guy to reach in person. So if you're in my area, I have a shop that I'll be open 1 day a week now. And we're going to start practicing social distancing. So, all right, where were we? Okay. Robert Golden says, you can't have World War III without the Krauts. I just saw Band of Brothers with my son. And, yeah, they said that a lot. The Krauts. They said that a lot. And that was a really good series. If you guys are looking, it's an HBO series, though. I don't know who has HBO anymore. But if you could find it or download or find a way to get it, watch Band of Brothers, the Band of Brothers. It's a really good depiction of World War II, pretty much from D-Day plus, I think it's D-Day plus 130 days or 140 days. Okay, so here it is. Deutsche Bank capitulates, starts charging negative rate on all new deposit accounts over 100 large. When the ECB first unleashed negative rates across Europe in 2014, banks were loath to match the central bank's deposit rates for their clients to those charged by the ECB over fears of depositors will simply take their money and go elsewhere. After all, the premise of paying the bank for the privilege of holding your money is still absolutely insane to most normal people. I love Zero Hedge.
I'm a nice guy.
Woo! All right. However, as the years went by and the ECB's negative rates kept rising, or rather dropping, banks were forced to quietly admit they had no choice, and starting at the very top, targeting only corporate clients and the biggest depositors, European banks started imposing negative deposit rates while hoping they could avoid going all the way to even smaller savers.
They don't have my talent, my money, or especially my good looks.
All right, indeed. Just last November, Deutsche Bank vowed that it would pass on negative interest rates only to larger corporate customers or the depositors of wealthy individuals. Okay, 100,000 euros is not wealthy, so they're targeting the middle, what's left of the middle class. All right. And spare most retail clients. Deputy Chief Executive Officer Karl von Rohr II Berger said, explaining that German banks have already paid several billion euros in penalty rates for their deposits with the European Central Bank, and Deutsche Bank's payments amount to several hundred million euros for 2019. Wow. I don't know if this is going to reach the papers in Germany, but this will be a crash course in broken fractional Mickey Mouse bad decision making, finance / banking for a lot of people. If this is not front page in Germany today, because this is a day not a day ago, but it's a day ahead there, we're in trouble. So we got Search for the Truth in the House saying, "Hey Mike, well, you've found the truth right here." No less than half a year later, the Frankfurt-based bank, which itself is in dire financial straits, has capitulated to avoid paying the ECB's puntive rate, will soon introduce negative rates for even its medium depositors. There you go. Medium class, middle class. Wow. This is big news, and we found it way down buried here. This is a huge... If you're tuning in right now, scroll this thing back. You want to see this article from the beginning, and I promise I ain't wasting your time, because it's going to start happening all over the world. So let's see what the Deutsche Bank spokesperson said. The ongoing pressure from negative interest rates makes it necessary for Deutsche Bank to charge custody fees. Custody fees. So they ain't lying about what words they're using.
And I made a lot of money in Atlantic City, and I'm very proud of it.
So their pressure from, so they're calling it custody fees. They're charging you custody fees to hold your money. What happened to ING Direct? Save your money. We pay you 4.5% to deposit your money in our account. If you have $1 million, we'll pay you $45,000 a year in interest payments for $1 million. Now, you got to pay them to hold your money. Custody fees for new accounts exceeding 100,000 euros starting May 18th, 2020. The deposit rate of 0.5% is equal to the rate of the ECB charges banks for money parked there. So there's too much chain of command in the banking system. There's too many layers. It's like Chicago. Okay? Chicago has 5 layers of government. And they have 5 layers of pensions that they're on the hook for. I'm not making this up. The banks, there's just too many layers, too many people getting paid, too many just, not even pencil pushers anymore. Just a bunch of waste of money is what it is. This helps us on the earnings side. Of course it helps the bank. But overall, it helps prevent further inflows of particularly high deposits that cost us money. So they don't want to pay people interest on their money. That's the whole point of wealth building. Because then the bank has more money on its books, and it has more leverage in its vaults, and it has more deposits so that it could kind of match what it has out there. I don't think so. With the fractional, I'm not even going to go there. Head of the banks of German private customers business to his employees. This applies especially in the government that other banks further adjust their conditions and their customers are looking for an alternative for their deposits with us. In other words, the ECB flooding the European financial system with a tsunami of liquidity, one which it expected today with yet another meaningless long-term refi operation, as if that will do nothing to help the banks who can no longer earn a net interest margin. ARB become solvent. Europe's banks no longer need deposits and, in fact, will do everything they can to push away all but the smallest depositors. The good news for now is that existing account contracts are not affected. However, we expect that to change soon. So with European banks finally cracking down on the bulk of their depositors instead of the just the top of 1% and corporate clients, what happens next? Well, what happens next? Well, that's a very good question. That's a very good question, what happens next? Because now they're getting the middle class or the middle savers, and they're just going to go right to the bottom. Quicksilver the Warlock says, your channel is awesome. Came across it a couple of days ago. Love the content you provide. What would you advise a new trader / investor, or could you provide more technical videos on trading? The problem with trading is I take really big risks that I don't recommend people to do ever. But I do it. And it's done well for me, right? Like the 2 days ago, I bought oil, big oil, got rid of oil. What was it? This morning. And then I put quite a bit into some pharmaceutical stock that I've seen go to $7 every other week. So I said, I buy it at $5. Every other week will come. I could go to $7 and then sell, auto sell. I program to auto sell. I play the more riskier parts of the market. Quicker, bigger reward, but bigger risk, right? I don't recommend anybody to invest the way I do. I'm not like negative in money where I keep taking money from if I want to take from my savings or my son's college account. An example. I don't do that. I just play with the money I have there, right? And I continuously find a way to get back up or find a way to get back to, you know what I'm saying? If you can do the work, if you could do the work, a lot of places will take you on. Sorry, I thought there was something else there. Yeah, with trading, Quicksilver, right now, especially for juniors that are getting into trading and stuff, I really recommend to start picking up, just read books. Don't read books on fact, because we're not playing with fact here. When it comes to investing nowadays, nothing's being played by the book. We got all these market spoofers spoofing the gold and silver market. We got all these market manipulations. We got all these stock buybacks. So nothing is business 101 like it was when we learned in school. We're not learning what we learned in school. They're not doing what we were taught what they would do in school, because the markets become super predictable, right? So that's one thing you got to watch out for. That's one thing you got to watch out for, guys, is reading and getting knowledge sometimes isn't what we're doing now. We're not going by the book anymore. So you need to, I would recommend picking up day trading for dummies. I read this when I started trading. But don't day trade. Understand the fundamentals. Don't get into day trading right away. Here it is. There's stock investing for dummies, and then there's, I'm going to show you what it looks like here, guys. There it is. This is what it looks like here, guys. Why can't I see images for this? There we go. So there's day trading for dummies. 4th edition. You want to get the latest edition that's out there. And then, but don't start day trading, because when I read the day trading for dummies, I learned a lot of fundamentals you don't learn in stock investing for dummies. So if you want to pick up 2 books, this is $13.58 Canadian, like $13, right? So if you want to pick up those 2 books and get a highlighter, start taking notes, start understanding the basics and the fundamentals. Okay? Understand the basics and fundamentals, and then start reading on companies. Start understanding where things are at. But the problem is, nothing in this market is by the book. The housing market's screwed. The gold and silver markets are spoofed. The stock markets are overvalued. There's just no way around. I mean, there's a way around because there's people obviously making bang for their buck. You just got to find it. You got to find your niche, right? Get those books, guys. If I'm going to recommend something, there it is. And they have it on Audible, too. Just listen to it. All right. All right, let's go back here. Australian markets just closed pretty bad. Where's gold and silver? Gold is sitting at 1683. Gold oil should be around $19, 1908. All my oil stocks dropped today. I sold them first thing in the morning, and I jumped into some pharmaceutical that was really low. So hopefully it pays off for me. But I'm too high risk. All right, let's go back here. This Deutsche Bank is no surprise, guys. This is no surprise whatsoever. This has been coming for a long time now. Right down here at the bottom. LATAM bailout veteran says emerging market crisis is the worst he's ever seen. That's from today's. Oh no, we're May 1st, guys. It is officially May 1st here on Mike in the Night. Lord Humongous asked if gold pulled back. Where was that? Where was that? Bitcoin, crude oil. Yeah, 1683. It's down in the Australian markets, it closed $10.70 down, but so it's 1683. Yep. All right, let's go back to where we were here. Silver hasn't been this cheap in 5,000 years of human history. Wow. Zero Hedge is full of great articles tonight. Holy smokes. Silver hasn't been this cheap in 5,000 years of human history. So, guys, you know what? Silver is a good deal right now. If it's that cheap, guys, it doesn't hurt to own some of the metal. Aquarius sending me some love. Love you too, Aquarius. Solid Exter saying, do a Cinco de Mayo stream, Mike, in the night. It's Tuesday. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll drink some tequila for Cinco de Mayo. I know I have a sombrero. I have a nice mariachi sombrero, a nice one that I bought when I lived in Mexico. Oh, Q. Where's the Q? I'm behind here. Where's the Q?
Mexico. I love China.
All right. I'm going to read this one here for Lord Humongous. This is really good. Guys, if you could get your hands on some silver, look at the global money supply just skyrocketing here. Yeah, wow. We're going into severe inflationary territory, okay? And gold is just trying to keep its head above. Yeah, gold should be sitting at $5,200 an ounce. $6,000 realistically. And again, it goes back to what I said about the other recommending books for business. We're not playing by the book. So it's me, Hector, in the comments say, "Oh hell yeah, have some empanadas."
I love China.
All right, let's get down to this article. Silver hasn't been this cheap in 5,000 years of human history. Okay. More than 4,000 years ago, the city of Kawash was quickly becoming an important commercial trading hub within the ancient Assyrian Empire. Kanash was located in the dead center of modern-day Turkey. So it was perfectly situated on a route between the Mediterranean and the Black Sea and between Europe and Asia Minor. As a result, Kanesh became a popular trading post, and merchants, scribes, and moneylenders from all over the Assyrian Empire traveled there to profit from the boom in copper, tin, and textiles. What's extraordinary about this period of history is how many records remain from those day-to-day transactions.
Mexico.
Oh, yeah. So they've I guess they've on papyrus or on scrolls, they've kept transactions 4,000 years later. The Assyrians borrowed the writing system from ancient Mesopotamia and routinely chiseled their commercial trades on clay cuneiform tablets. Tens of thousands of these tablets have been discovered by modern archaeologists. So we have an incredible amount of detail about ancient financial transactions. For example, one tablet on display at the Met in New York City documents the terms of the loan that originated in Kanesh sometime in the 19th century BC. Holy crap, that's a long time ago. Oh! According to the tablet, an Assyrian merchant named Ashir Edi loaned 3 kilograms of silver to 2 traders with 1/3 of the amount to be repaid in 1 year's time. This is a good article, guys. This was fairly common back then. Gold and silver were both used as a medium of exchange in ancient times, but this was before coins existed. So transactions would be settled based on weight. It makes perfect sense. In ancient Babylonia, for instance, which rose to power after the Assyrian Empire faded. So that actually does get mentioned in the Bible. The cuneiform tablets from that era tell us that the price of barely averaged about 17 grams of silver per 100 quarts. And merchants would use elaborate scales to weigh gold and silver when exchanging their goods. Gold and silver were also exchangeable for each other. Another tablet from ancient Babylonian during the time of Nebuchadnezzar states that 5 shekels of silver were worth a half a shekel of gold. So you see the ratio there? Yeah, that ratio makes perfect sense. This implies a 10-to-1 ratio between silver and gold. We've discussed this ratio several times. The gold-silver ratio has existed for thousands of years, and up to until the 20th century, it remained within that ancient range between 10 to 20 units of silver per unit of gold. So here it goes. In modern times, gold and silver are no longer used as medium of exchange, but there's still been a long-standing ratio that has persisted for decades. And we brought this up on the show. Even Lord Humongous brought this up on the show. He's brought it up quite a few times, so I'm going to have to mention him on this. 1 ounce of gold has typically been valued at 50 to 80 ounces of silver. Rarely does the ratio go higher or lower. And when it has, prices always corrected. So 50 to 80 ounces. That's a big, huge differentiation.
And yes,
as of this morning, the ratio is 112. Holy smokes. I didn't look at it today, but it's 112, meaning that now it takes 112 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. And today's level is spitting distance from the ratios of all-time high of 120, which reached last month. Oh, here we go. We got a graph here giving us the start of World War I, the price of the ratios here. Then we hit the 68 gold crisis. Then we had Vockler, was that in 81? And then QE2, Gulf War. And when I say all-time high, I mean it. Ancient cuneiform tablets prove that silver has never been so cheap relative to gold. It literally thousands of years of human history. If history is any guide, this means that the ratio should eventually narrow, i.e., the price of silver should rise or the price of gold should fall, bringing the ratio back to a more normal range. And there are plenty of ways to potentially make money from this. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange, for example, offers a financially suited futures contract for traders to speculate on gold to silver ratio. Oh man, they have everything on anything, right? In theory, one way to speculate that gold/silver ratio will return to historic norms would be to short gold contracts and go long silver contracts, i.e., speculate that the price of gold will fall while the price of silver will rise. But the question is, would the banksters allow this to happen? That's what no one's asking, right? But personally, there's no chance I would bet against gold right now. I've written for the past several weeks that I approach this entire pandemic from a position of ignorance and uncertainty. Every possible scenario is on the table, and no one could say that for sure what's going to happen next. There are very few things that are clear, but in my view, one thing has become clear is that Western governments will print as much money as it takes to bail everyone out. According to Congressional Budget Office, the U.S. federal government would post a $3.6 trillion deficit this fiscal year due to all the bailouts, plus a Federal Reserve has already printed $2 trillion. Frankly, I think they're just getting started. So this is huge. Huge.
And the answer is...
With this incomprehensible tsunami of government debt and paper money flooding the system, real assets are historically great bet. We've talked about this before. Real assets are things that cannot be engineered by politicians and central banks. Assets like productive land, like obviously you could farm and grow off, well-managed businesses, and yes, precious metals. And they all tend to do very well when central banks print tons of money. Farmland, for example, one of the best performing assets during the stagflation of 1970s, right? Everybody remembers that. And financial data over the past several decades show that whenever they print lots of money, the price of gold tends to increase. Right now, in fact, the price of gold is relatively cheap compared to the current money supply. So here it is, guys. Take a look, take a gander at this. Again, market spoofing, market manipulation. Someone's got to do time for this. Someone's got to be thrown in the slammer for this. So there you go. There's your global money supply, and there's the gold, the price of gold. I wish they created a graph that they could add to this that would show us how much gold is above ground right now and accounted for. Then this way, it could show us the ratio of what the value is, how much is accounted for, and how much the money supply is out there. That would, and a silver, and how much silver is above ground today, to give us a better ratios on, like, what's out there. And then add to the graph. Listen to this. Add how much paper derivatives are out there showing that people own silver on paper but don't have the physicality, and how much paper certificates of gold certificates are out there and don't own the physicality. I would love to see a graph like that. Okay, we got Double A in the house, Mitch Man in the house. Comments are going wild. And the price of silver is ridiculously cheap compared to gold. Again, silver has never been cheaper in 5,000 years. This is why I'd rather just own physical silver. I'm not interested in betting against gold because I expect they'll continue to print money. In fact, I'm happy to buy more gold. And while we cannot be certain about anything, there's a strong case to be made that the price of silver could soar. And to continue learning how to ensure you thrive no matter what happens next in the world. I encourage you to download a free Perfect Plan B guide. So that's on Zero Hedge if you guys want to check it out. But there it is, guys. And then you see the gold to silver ratios right here. And then they break down the global money supply to gold. It would be amazing if we could actually have a way, or if there is a way where we could... I think this would be amazing if there was a way where we could actually know how much gold is above ground and called, that's accounted for, right? That'd be amazing to know. All right, what is Lord Humongous saying here in the comments? The big bank spends $5 trillion suppressing the small silver market. Yeah, I believe it. QE Infinity, MK. You're right. I've been calling it QE Infinity for like, I don't know, like 4 years now on my channel. And the big boys picked that up. Started using that on their channel. Look like the big heroes. Yeah, Layla's got it right. Banks need to go out of business. There you go. Right there. Let's see our good friend here. Here, somebody asked me, who's your role model, Mike? I got some sports role models. This is my role model right here. Andrew Jackson. Right there. Oops. Andrew Jackson. That's my role model right there. Old Hickory. The man who destroyed the banks. The man who freed his country. The man who abolished the corrupt banking system. Because he knew. This guy ain't no idiot. He knew where things were going to go. And he saw it. And he put a stop to it. He spent his entire presidency abolishing the banking system. There it is there. There he is there. On the $20 bill, you'll find him. I think there was... Here he is. There he is. This is a good way. It's a good way to put it right here. Let me see if it lets me open this image completely. Here it is. Let me see if it lets me put it on that side. So you see the banks, all the multiple heads there above my fat head. Hold on, let me bring this over here. You see the tentacles of the banks, the banking system? It's very important that you guys see this because that's exactly what's happening right now in our banking cartel system. So this is actually a nice set of tentacles here, to be honest with you, because that doesn't look like much. Right now, it's a huge network. It's a huge matrix of layered levels. Everyone's taking a cut somewhere.
You're fired.
Oh, yeah. Someone in the comments is saying they are making a Mars helicopter right now, but still all CGI images of Earth, Moon, and Mars. So that's what Andrew Jackson was battling his entire presidency. I think he was the 7th president. Yeah, it was in the pretty much not still in the infancy of the country. It's not still in the infancy of the country per se, but the country was, getting up. It just won a major war for independence against the crown. And then they turned around and started infiltrating the banking system, right? And then Andrew Jackson kind of rolled in and basically said, not on my watch. And then they introduced the Federal Reserve Act. I think it was during just in and around World War I? Woodrow Wilson. President Woodrow Wilson, I think, was the guy who basically sold out. Yeah, it was Woodrow Wilson who sold out all Americans. Layla's got a good comment there. Mitch, yeah, problem is people don't realize banks are just that, a business. And then they've become governments. They've become too big to fail because the governments are propping them. Yeah, 1913, the Federal Reserve Act was passed. And that just destroyed, that just ruined everything this great man did. Anthony is saying, what's up, Mike? Can't sleep? No, I'm just doing a late night Mike in the Night for you guys. I don't know. I'm gonna start wrapping it up soon. And there it is. Let's see what the Gateway Pundit's saying. Crazed Dr. Fukai says reports will not happen this year. Wants to isolate players. Manic will bankrupt America if he's not stopped. Flashback. Obama defense secretary on Biden. Wrong on nearly every major foreign policy and national security issue over the past 4 decades. Well, I didn't need this guy to tell us that. We could have figured that out for ourselves. But it was kind of nice that he came on and told us that. Let's put that back here. There it is, right there. There we go. Flashback. He's been wrong about everything. Vegetable Joe. All right, who we got here? Yeah, good night, Lord Humongous. He's going off to bed. Good night, buddy. Yeah, it's time for me to get to the next to get some to catch some Z's. I want to thank everybody for taking their time to come on the show tonight. It means a lot to me that you guys, take time out of your day to come on Mike in the Night. Guys, I'm going to ask that you set your reminders, please, for the big show on Saturday. It's the big show! Here it is, Mike in the Night. I'm going to give you guys the link for that. Please go ahead and set your reminders for this for tomorrow, for Saturday. Please don't forget. And if you want to support this transmission, just go ahead and share a video. If you want to share a video, please do that, guys. I really appreciate that if you guys could share one of my videos on any social media platform. If you want to pick up some of this gear, some of the mugs that we got, here it is, guys, on Teespring. Lots of cool stuff. And here's my Facebook if you guys want to go ahead. If you guys want to go ahead and message me, go ahead. Also, if you want to send some show tips, go ahead. Here's my Instagram if you guys want to send me some show tips here. You want to come on the show Saturday night, it's going to be open mic. Mike in the Night. And there's Andrew Jackson there. So we got BC Freedom Fighter saying, this lockdown is destroying my business I've built 16 years. BC Freedom Fighter, if you want to come on Mike in the Night this Saturday, you are on lockdown. Saturday, 8 p.m. we start. If you want to add me on Skype and come on the show, just do that. Come on, talk to us. Let us know what's going down and how this has been affecting you. Share with us, We're here to talk each other through this, you know what I'm saying? Rand Ross says, thank you, Mike, for your time. MK saying, with Trudeau throwing money in our faces, makes me glee. Thank you, Mike, everyone, for good conversation. Thanks, Wildflower. Double A saying, Lincoln would have been killed if it wasn't for his wife. His wife was crazy, and General Lee's wife didn't like her. Lee should have been at the theater with his bodyguard. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that, actually. Toby Cooper says, interesting comments on your show. Take it easy. And Axel Rose says, let me come on. I could sing. And Layla says, stay strong. Yeah, stay strong, people. BC freedom fighters, stay strong. We're all in this. We're all in this together. All of us. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Go out there and share a video, guys. I don't care what you share it to. Share it on is it called not Facebook? I know Facebook, but that MySpace. I don't know if anyone ever goes on there anymore. Mitch Mannon says, thanks for your hard work, Mike. Next time. Yeah, guys.
Gemini King, Mike in the night, and the Gemini crew.
Ooh.
Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another turn. Cause
You're here with us tonight, folks. Don't you ever forget that.
Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike
In the night.
Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night.
Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world.
Cause you're here with us tonight.
Oh, you're here tonight, baby.
Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another curl. Cause you're here with us tonight.
Remember, guys, stay safe. And if you can't stay safe, please be careful. Thanks for watching.